What's up, and welcome
But
back to the Talking Nutrition podcast. Christine's already laughing. I'm laughing. The countdown is just too awkward. I can't help it.
we've
Why
been
is it
doing this
5 seconds?
since day one. We've been laughing at this countdown.
Welcome to episode 100, which is kind of nuts. We've been doing this for a little while now, and it's been cool.
Yeah, it's been freaking awesome. So this week, an update, couple updates. I am going to be me and Johan are getting into a laughing fit. So I am going to be stepping away from the podcast in the new year. That being said, doesn't mean I'm just not ever going to show my face on here. I could just see myself being like, Johan, we have to talk about this. And I'll come back on. But just, I need to take some stuff off my plate because, me and Eric are gonna be going hard into flipping some houses, so which is really exciting. What was the other thing? I don't know if you've been watching, but my sourdough journey
I've been following.
my sourdough journey's just been epic. I didn't know this was a thing by any means. How did I even start in it? I think one of the practitioners that I work with, like I work alongside of, she was doing it. I'm like, oh, I definitely want to try this. And then I opened my eyes to this whole new world. Like my whole Instagram feed is just sourdough stuff. And I've been watching hours of sourdough videos. But I'm making gluten-free sourdough because I can't have gluten. And so it's just a whole different process, but I am making regular just to kind of see, but it is so awesome. I've been having my homemade sourdough bread every morning with my eggs. It's freaking awesome. Anyways, you should definitely follow that journey. I made a highlight on my Instagram of that.
For sure.
But something that I thought would be good for us to talk about today is this diet culture thing. So I posted a reel and it blew up. It's still blowing up. It's just nonstop. People sharing it. It's at 240,000 views. It's been shared almost 1,000 times. Just a bunch of comments. The comments are getting weird now because people are coming to my page that don't follow me and stuff.
You should not be there. Yeah.
That's the only part when a reel goes viral. I don't know. I just don't like that part, but it's whatever. So my reel said this: diet culture is wild. We're told not to eat fruit because it's too high in sugar, but here, buy this juice cleanse, right? That is so accurate. Skip out on salad dressing because it's fattening, but put butter in your coffee because it helps you lose fat. Another major contradiction. Having 100-calorie slice of bread is bad, but having 1,000-calorie cauliflower pizza is good, which is so true. Everyone's demonizing bread. Don't have this piece of bread, but I'm gonna go grab this 100-calorie 1,000-calorie cauliflower pizza and it's totally fine, right? And it's not their fault. It's this is what's being pushed. 1,000-calorie or a 300-calorie bowl of ice cream is a no-no. but an acai bowl that's 700 calories is the better choice. Again, doesn't make sense. I guess you could say but again, there's still a massive contradiction here because they're saying don't eat fruit, but then they're saying, ooh, acai bowls are great. It's full of fruit. Okay. Only eat foods with 5 ingredients or less, but here, buy these unregulated supplements with 20 different compounds that you probably don't even need or recognize. My camera keeps moving.
You're good.
So I just like, I've been on one lately about just like different things. Like my other post is about doctors, telling people to eat 1,200 calories and eat no carbs. Then you've got diet culture. It's like, no wonder why so many people are confused. It's just so contradicting. Um, and I think what's important to know is like me and Johan talk about dieting on here all the time. We are not anti diet, right? We're not anti diet. We're also not like diet culture. Like there's like these extremes, just like everything. We live in the middle, right? We're like, yes, it's totally fine to diet, but let's do it properly. And we're also not, it's okay to be obese and unhealthy
Ugh.
and like that side of things too. Like I'm not a fan of that side. Like that's not okay to me. I think it's okay to love yourself no matter what, for sure. But there's a difference between like being, at an unhealthy weight, and that driving health issues, right? Like I don't think that's okay to be accepted or whatever is happening. It's like the body positivity thing. Um, those are my thoughts there. So we kind of just wanted to talk about the contradictions, the diet culture, and like where we should maybe be living, I guess, in the
Yeah.
middle. The one thing I wanted to mention here too was like that last one says only eat foods with 5 ingredients or less, but here buy these like unregulated supplements. Again, so that that actually, because when I was posting this, I was like, this is diet culture for sure, like these weird contradictions, but it's also like the wellness culture. Like there's
Yeah.
like a wellness culture where it's like only eat these foods, like this food is poisonous, or only eat organic, and like it, like there's this side of it too. So I'm like, I wanted to say diet culture, diet slash wellness culture, but I just stuck to diet culture because like I knew
I'm
it
gonna
would
add to
resonate
that
with
one.
people more.
I
Yeah.
think also the personal development culture and business owners, at least like I'm following a lot of like business stuff, and also there,
Yeah.
like among the like entrepreneurs, the supplementation specific protocols, nutrition things you hear there
Mm,
too. It's like it's still looking for that magic pill, you know what I mean? Fuck,
yeah.
there's with what you just said, there's so many things we can unpack there. We got the supplements, we got the right the fruits and sugar, we got the body positivity thing you just mentioned. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to bring it up because I was considering bringing this up or maybe not, or doubting, if I should mention it. But there was a post, I didn't reshare it, but there was a post basically listing, I think it was 4 or 5, let's call it influencers. They had a different word for it that included the word fat, but okay. Um, that were like, it was one like a body positivity podcast and a few other things, and they were promoting that kind of thing, They all died before the age of 35, right? One was 27 years old,
Mm,
33 years old, etc. And it's like, we cannot say that that is healthy because it literally is not. And it's
yeah.
not like, we're not saying like you're a bad person if you're obese. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
not what we're
Yeah. Yeah.
saying.
No. 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 No.
It's not even about not loving yourself, whatever it is. But we know that being overweight and obese is just unhealthy for you. There's lots of research
Right.
on that. We cannot ignore that, right? And we cannot
Mm-hmm.
act like that's not the case because we know it's an issue. And they deep down also know that it's an issue.
Right.
We cannot go around that. You know what I mean?
100%. I agree 100%. I've never been on board with that, honestly. But it's definitely like a sensitive thing to talk about and bring up because it's like I don't want to like hurt people's feelings or like have it come across wrongly, but exactly what you said, it can't be ignored. And in reality, like behind closed doors, you have no idea how these people actually feel. How many medications are they on? How, like,
Yeah.
right? But they're I don't know. It's like, just, I don't know where it like stems from, because like I said, I'm kind of just blabbering right now, but like
You're good.
it's like a self-love thing. Like, is that where this is stemming from? Like, I don't know. Or is it like a lack of, there's a lack of
It's a trick, you know,
something?
one, because it's a tricky one too, because these days you can't address or talk about anything anymore.
I
We've
know.
gotten
I
soft, you know
know.
what I mean? That we have. Let's
100%.
be honest.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um,
Everybody gets offended by anything.
yeah, you know, and I think it's hard because now you got to be careful to talk about certain things, and we really have an issue going on like worldwide. And this is a total just
Mhm.
maybe like ramble rant episode, but
Yeah.
I'm actually writing about this now in a little blog post. But since the 1970s, like obesity rates have started to go up, right? Back
Mhm.
then it was like maybe like 5%, a little higher in the US, but like, you know, 5 to 10%, whatever. And it's been going up and up. By 2030, it's expected to be 50%. So 1 in 2, this is actually based on American data, but 1 in 2 Americans is expected to be obese by 2030. It's in 7 years from now. That
Jeez.
is a really fucking big issue.
Yeah.
The dietary supplement industry, the global market size of that is expected to be over 400 billion US worldwide, which is crazy. And I'm
Jeez.
not saying that businesses are not allowed to make money. That's also bullshit. Because even there, these days, people are like, millionaires shouldn't exist, or whatever it is. You know, like, that's also
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
there are businesses, and businesses are allowed to make money. But then again, if there's so much money going around in the dietary supplement industry worldwide, hundreds of billions, like every single year, and it's continuing to go up, you
Mhm.
know, with so much information and all the resources that we have, something's not adding up, because we see both that obesity rate as well as the supplement market go up consistently. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And that's why I'm so passionate about this too, because there is definitely something, and I don't know what, because you and me, as two people, like, we can't change the world. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe at least we
Right.
can change a couple lives, but it's a serious issue.
Mhm.
It really is. And
I
I
was
don't
on
think we
a
can go ahead.
Go ahead. I was on a podcast a while ago, and we were talking about like people having poor relationships with food and like diet culture. And we were talking about like just making correlations of like, actually, like, yes, our food industry and all of that, like, whatever is a problem, but um diet culture is actually, we were talking about how that is actually a huge problem driving obesity, right? Like, all the confusion out there, but like all the extreme yo-yo dieting is actually, I would say, one major factor in obesity. Like,
Yeah, because
it,
you cut aggressively, you lose muscle, you regain it really
mhm,
quickly, so you got more body fat, you create more fat
mhm,
cells, like,
mhm.
and it's, again,
Yeah.
it's the things that you just mentioned, right? From your posts.
Mhm.
The, you know, you're not allowed to do this, but here's this supplement with, you know, 20 things in there that you have no idea about.
It's really just perpetuating a very poor relationship with food, and it's just a vicious cycle that is so hard to can be so hard to get out of if you don't have, proper guidance or knowledge, right? Because they're just, it's this diet culture, these people that are preying on people that don't have knowledge or like are vulnerable, right? And want to make change. And so there's kind of just these extremes, um and a lot of like money behind it, like the juice cleanse stuff or the supplementation stuff. And yeah, it's all just so confusing. And this is why me and Johan, I mean, it's a big reason of why we do what we do. Like, just try to find the middle ground and help you guys get there so that you don't have to live in these extremes, or like we're basically sifting through the BS for you. Because it really just, it's so confusing for people that don't have the knowledge. Like, there's people in the comments. The comments are getting annoying because there's quite literally now people in there that are perpetuating like diet culture. like saying different things, but you can just see people are so confused.
Yeah.
Natural sugar is good, but not the added sugars that were man-made. Everything in moderation.
Is it
Then there's
man-made
like
though,
a
or is it
carnivore
just extracted from something?
yeah. Like there's like a carnivore person in here talking, and then there's like an actual doctor in here saying, "Oh, don't eat meat, don't eat eggs, don't eat dairy." It's like, what? Like that you're totally going against what I just pushed. Like, again, nutrition can look different for everyone, but it's the contradicting of this BS crap that is driving so many issues for people.
Yeah.
Like another one, I there were so many I wanted to put up. Like another one was like, don't eat this regular bag of chips, but like this is the regular bag of chips, like small bag is bad, but go ahead, buy these protein chips. Like they're just as processed. The protein in them is probably crap, but totally good with that. Just you're not allowed to eat the bag of chips, the regular bag of chips. Like it makes no sense. It makes no
Right.
sense.
And it's definitely gotten more and more out of hand since like let's call it like since the TikTokification of like every
Oh
content
yeah.
platform, because of all the quick, videos, and we have quick videos and stuff too, so that's not even a thing, but it's the quick hits, it's the more extreme the better, because here we are talking about fruits and veggies and drink a little bit more water, sleeping more, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like just eat whole foods and work out a bit. And then someone else is standing half naked in the supermarket telling you that these things are going to kill you, It's like, of course, that is going to get more views. And I'm not even talking about that from a point where I wish I got those views. I don't give a fuck about views, to be honest with you. I care about helping people, But it's like, still, that is the stuff that gets the most attention. It's the more
100%.
extreme of, Oh, that's why I can't lose the weight.
Talking in absolutes is what's getting the most attention. Like, don't eat these foods. Or, oh, this is another one I was gonna post actually in my morning sip. What? Because an ad. It wasn't even an ad. I think it was a page. Like I was scrolling and it was like, when you mix coconut milk, chia seeds, pineapple, blah blah, you have just made a fat burning smoothie. I'm like, there's no such thing as fat burning foods or meals. That is not evidence based. There's no such thing. There's no one direct food or meal that is just burns fat. That's not true. That's not real. It's like, it's just but you see that term being tossed around in the wellness industry like crazy. Like if you go to YouTube, it's like, eat these 5 fat burning foods. It's like, no, actually, fat loss happens. You could quite literally, I would never recommend this for health reasons, but I'm talking in extreme right now. You could quite literally have fast food for every meal of your day. And as long as you are eating less calories than you're burning, you're going to lose fat. It's not going to be the most optimal way, and like body composition could be compromised, or health can be compromised. But when it comes to calories, like that's true. Like you will lose fat. But there's no one food like blueberries or like superfoods. Again, not a real thing. Chia seeds, that smoothie that person posted is not fat burning. Unless you are in a calorie deficit, you will not lose fat. So if you're adding
Yeah.
that smoothie to your day, but you're still eating the same amount of calories for the rest of your day, you're not going to burn, you're not just automatically going to melt fat away, you know? But these are terms that are like thrown around out there um to grab people's attention, sell things. Like someone posted on this like how she was scared to eat oatmeal. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I wonder who that came from.
Oh, I know exactly where that came from.
Yeah. It's like, and I just wrote, I said, oats are very safe to eat. And I said, the
Yeah.
only thing that I would note is if someone has like a gluten sensitivity or celiac, sometimes they can contain gluten. And I just like very nicely like explained it
Yeah.
to that person.
Because that's the thing. And you'll see
Yeah.
people with a big following push that stuff too. I saw another one
Yeah.
where it's like, this podcast is like, there's nothing, blah, 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 you know, that will burn as much body fat as cold water exposure. Right? And it was like, and they went on about like, you know, ice baths and stuff. You know what? I think
Yeah.
for a lot of people, it can be a beneficial thing from like a mental resilience standpoint.
Yes.
It can be
100%.
good to
Yep.
do something uncomfortable and just fucking deal with it. Like that's literally what it comes down to. Nothing else. You know what I mean? I'm not going to talk about brown fat and all that. Fuck that. It's good to do hard shit. Let's be honest.
Yes.
But then to go and tell people like nothing is going to burn as much body fat as, you know, body fat is not magically going to disappear.
No.
Yeah. And what I also really think, and I wonder, right? And I'd really like to know, because there's doctors, then there's people who dress up like doctors, you know.
Yes.
There's doctors who technically, yes, are a doctor, but then in a completely different field, which is also okay.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you stick to what you actually are, right? What's your your profession. But I really want to know why certain people push bullshit, knowing that so much of the research clearly points out, for example, with energy balance, right? Let's use that one because that's like the most discussed one almost. With so much research, it's clear, you know what I mean? I know that technically we can't say like 100%, but like with energy balance, it's like we know how that works. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why is there still people with a big following who knowingly kind of start ignoring, or sorry, saying that that's not true, right? That it's insulin and those kind of things, just completely getting it backwards. Like I really want to know, because if they're actually smart and if they're actually right looking into it, there's unlimited like amounts of research.
Yeah.
Clearly points that out, you know?
I think so much of it comes down to like views and money, probably. Like that's driving whatever they're selling, whatever it's like coaching or or product or whatever. Those views are then possibly making them money somewhere else. Like I don't know, cuz like if you for like the fat burning thing, right? Like the foods, the specific fat burning foods, like someone who is on a journey that doesn't know much is going to click that and then they're going to believe that and then they're going to start to follow that person and then that can possibly convert to whatever they're selling, like a book, a supplement, whatever. I think that's like, you know, one big part of it. Like I don't know, like that's really what all I can think about, because like
Yeah.
they're not evident, what they're saying is not evidence based, or they're like cherry picking, they're like picking things out of different you know, studies and not actually giving the full information or the full picture of what's going on. But you know what? Like the carnivore guy, Carnivore MD,
Yeah.
he is actually changing his views.
Did you know he was vegan before
He's
that?
starting to.
He
Was
used to
he?
be vegan,
Yeah, actually, I did
and
know
then
that.
he was like
So,
super extreme there, and then we started, changing, and then now again.
oh my gosh. Yeah, he's starting to add in carbohydrates and stuff now.
Yeah. Plus, he changed his profile name as well.
Did he? I don't
Yeah.
follow him.
So now it's just his name. I saw that recently because someone sent a video of his. But like, it's with those guys too. It's not even it's clear like with them, like with him and like Liver King and stuff. There's
Yeah.
like every video there. It's an ad, right? You see the fucking
Yeah.
product, the pills and stuff in the background. It's like with the whole
Right.
Liver King thing. It's like clearly they just said, "Hey, we're gonna pick a dude who's jacked, and we're gonna basically turn him into a character, and we're gonna
Yep.
use him as our marketing personality and blow him up and make money and give him like a cut."
Yeah.
It's in that case, it's very clear because it's like they're not hiding it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I even think is, as much as I still wouldn't necessarily like to see, everyone eat raw testicles and all that. Like I just eat a normal meal.
Yeah.
But like I still have more respect for that because it's just right. Hey, we're just going to use it as a marketing thing than someone who just willingly, like knowingly pushes bullshit and misguides people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because that's just wrong,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. Like I guess one thing is like they don't have a conscience. Like they have no morals. Like I don't know. Cuz like, even with me in coaching, if I have someone who has a really poor relationship with food and they're struggling a lot and they, really want to go into a deficit and lose fat, like I won't do it. Like I won't do it. Like if they can't like accept that, like even after like, I explain, I educate and like all that, like I'm always going to do that. Then they will go somewhere else. But that's because like I have morals and values and like I care about people, and maybe those people just they don't, right? Like it's like a one track mind of money, fame, right? They're getting a bunch of
Yeah.
views. I don't know.
I think
I don't know.
I was talking about this with someone else. I'm curious to see how it's going to evolve over the next couple of years. Because I'm definitely going to do my best to keep doing this podcast and those kind of things and create content and help our people and our clients and your coaches. And let me say this, because this has been a total rant, little
It really
venting
has.
session. I think the health and fitness space also has a lot of really cool, good people,
100%.
a lot of good stuff, and I fucking the good side of it. I fucking love that stuff. I mean, it's what I do 24/7.
Yep.
That's what you do.
I agree totally. I do think there's a lot more positive, like more sustainable, realistic, stuff being pushed out there from good coaches like ourselves. Yes.
Yeah.
I'd agree. It's not all bad, even though we make it seem that way. But there is a lot.
There's a lot of bad, of course, right? And you know what? It's not even something new either. Like ever since like the 1800s, you had like the snake oil salesman. It's the same shit. I'm not even kidding. It's the exact same stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's in the 1800s, and maybe before that, right?
It's kind of like it's like the people like my mom's generation, right? Like they grew up with like Weight Watchers and like HCG, and their family like didn't have a filter, so they would just like call them fat. Like like it's evolved so much because of social media. Now everyone has a platform to talk about it. So I think that's why we're seeing it more, but I think it has been, yes, it's been going on for a long time.
I saw a really interesting what's it called? Little change going on here with the fucking MLM stuff, you know? Because they're still around. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
Especially up here. So it's pretty big in Norway. A specific company in particular, but especially in the city where I live, it's like the capital. It's like clown capital, you know?
Yeah.
I noticed they all started to take that company name out of their profile bios and names and shit. They still push that stuff, but they're starting to take that out. So I think they know that people are sick with their shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good.
Because people are like our generation, like you and me, and younger, like at least much less, are falling for that stuff.
Yeah,
for the shakes and the bullshit, you know. And I think to kind of end this rant off with, like as much as like it's been getting worse, I do think that kind of like a lot of things were kind of getting out of hand, and that it's potentially about to flip to where it's gone too far, and now we have to, right? I even see that in like, I don't know, comedians being like a lot less PC again, and you know, like,
yes,
I definitely see a change there. So I think
I agree.
It's gonna take years, but still. Anyway.
Yep, agreed. We'll just keep doing what we're doing and just hope that we change the world one person at a time.
All joking aside, I mean, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this will be the last episode of the year, I think, or second last actually. Episode, no, actually, last one. Now that I think of it, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Fuck it. Anyway, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. I wanted to thank Christine for starting this podcast with me just over a year ago, year and a half, I think.
Yeah,
something like that. It's been awesome.
Yeah,
come back anytime.
Oh, I will for sure.
We have a few rants left in us, I think.
Definitely.
Anything else that you wanted to share with the listener, Christine?
Just to have good Christmas, good New Year, enjoy time with family and friends or whatever you're doing. Me and Johan were talking about how Christmas can be very overstimulating for some people with just like all the events, and to just, you know, make sure to take care of yourself during that time. And if you need to say no to something to protect your energy, say no. Like, but it's okay. But I think that's it. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Christine, thanks for everything. I'll talk to you soon anyway. We talk almost every day. To a listener.
Yeah, we do.
To a listener, we'll talk soon. I forgot when this episode is going to go up, but we'll be back in a couple days. I'll talk to you then.